Hello, everyone out there in the podcast and streaming world. My name is Techie.
And I'm Talon.
How are you, mate?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm rested. And I've eaten. I've had a lot of water, and yeah, then it rained earlier, and
yeah, that was
we were
weird. I
meant to do a
didn't
stream.
expect that much.
No, I didn't expect it at all. We were meant to stream earlier, but you had some stuff going on, and I was busy as well. So here we are.
Here we are.
Now probably we'll be here till about 11 o'clock, knowing our luck. But we'll try.
We might be.
We might be. Let's not do a midnight. God no.
So as by the title of this episode, it's not our typical Techie and Talon show tonight. We're actually here for one subject and one subject only, and that is Black Widow. What did you think, just off the bat? What did you think of it?
It was good. I'm still pissed that Disney took so goddamn long to release this film. I've been waiting for this one for a long time. I was excited for it. I really was. And then just, the pandemic happened and they just shelved it. The film was done. It had already happened. All the press release happened for it and everything. And I didn't get to go see it in the cinemas, sadly, because, at that time, the pandemic and just everything.
It was still uncertain, still uneasy territory.
Exactly. I mean, I went to the cinemas to go see Suicide Squad, but that was different.
That was much later, though. Much later.
Much later. But I'm still pissed that Disney took so long to release this movie, because it goes to show that, when it comes to Marvel, Disney still doesn't know what they're doing sometimes whenever it comes to Black Widow. I swear to God, every single character that they have ever done, they've always messed up with Black Widow. I don't get it. She's such a great and complex character to do a whole movie around, and it took you this long. Why didn't we get it back in the day? Why didn't we get it,
I think we should have still got it during Civil War. But, yeah. I mean...
Not way after it.
I should mention now that this is going to be a lot of spoiler talk. So if you haven't seen it yet, it's been out for a while.
Movie's out on DVD. It's free on Disney Plus now because both myself and Techie refused to get premium access.
I was very tempted for premiere access.
I wasn't. I refused to buy it. I hate it when they did it for Mulan. I hate it when they do it for any of the movies. And
I agree. But because for me it was Marvel, and they're going, this is tempting. And because I was so looking forward to this movie, I was really, really tempted.
I know.
And now that I look at it, I still kind of wish that I did, so Johansson could get a little bit more money.
I know.
But
so if you've been under a rock lately, you probably can understand what's going on.
We've mentioned it on the show.
Scarlett Johansson is actually still in the process of suing Disney.
No, I don't think she's in the process anymore. I feel like they came to a conclusion only a couple of days ago.
Yeah,
prior to the release of this.
It's just shitty.
What if? Literally, Marvel, what if? But they should do an episode on this. They should, not us. Marvel's What If. What if Johansson taking Disney to court was just marketing for the film?
I didn't think about that. But in all seriousness, she had every single right to...
No, she did.
Yeah, she had every single right to take Disney to court because they fucked her over. And it's crazy.
They fucked over a lot of them. But in saying that, though, too, I do see their side of it, and I
Hmm.
do like their side of it. And it
I
made sense.
can't defend. We cannot defend multi-billion-dollar companies with a single actor, and it's not even just like a B
I'm
grade
not
or a C
defending
grade
just
actor.
because of the single actor. I'm defending as a business standpoint.
As a
It
business
makes
standpoint,
sense.
hmm,
Dude, we're without cinemas for a year.
no. But
For
at
a
the same
whole year.
time, though, why
You
can't
know?
they just? Okay, all right. With the premium access, why charge like an extra like $30 on top of your subscription? You should
Yes.
pay. You should get access to it with
If it
your
was
with your.
$5, I think we'd be
If it
talking a
was
different. Yeah, I think
$5,
we'd be talking a different thing. I think it's the fact that it's like $30 for what you can pay now for a Blu-ray copy.
and that's also on top of your if you're paying monthly, that's like an extra like that's almost
That's
close to $40.
$39 a month.
That's $39. And considering, remember, you can get yearly for almost close to $100 now. You can you can pay for a year. Like
In
you think,
saying that though, you're paying the $30 not for a time frame. As soon as you pay for it, you can watch it as many times as you want. So it's
I could,
unlocked for you until
I could
the
probably
world
go
gets it,
buy.
but
I could probably go buy it on DVD
for $20,
cheaper,
$19.
for like $20,
But
and it
I
would
mean,
be extra for like a special
a
edition.
lot of
But
people now probably don't really buy DVDs. They either pay for the 4K Blu-ray now more than
yeah,
anything. But
more than anything, I just think that that business narrative of having a movie locked behind a $30 paywall when you're already paying for the subscription is a complete farce. That's why I think when it came to Free Guy that they didn't put it behind the premium access paywall.
I think it's a different story. I think they've kind of learnt now. And I
Not to
actually
do it.
really, really like this tactic, if you'd say. If you
I
say
honestly,
if you call it a tactic, I'm not sure. But what
I
they
call it
do
the
now
smart
is
decision.
it has its cinema run for at least 45 days.
Yeah, it's a
And then
cinema run of
after it's done
45.
its cinema run, it's immediately within either the next month or a couple of weeks
I'd say a month. Give it a
on
month.
on
Let
Disney Plus.
everyone get a
I don't know,
let everyone.
because for me, dude, it was a couple of weeks after I saw Free Guy. I was raving
Yeah.
to you for about maybe 2-3 weeks prior
To go see it, but
to
I
go
saw,
see it, and then it
well, I
came out
watched
on
it
Disney
last
Plus.
night. I really liked it. It was really good, Free Guy. But in saying that, I'm glad it's not locked behind the premium access wall.
No.
Now, when it comes to Shang-Chi, however, I don't know if that will. I really hope it doesn't.
No, I think as far as I'm aware, it's doing the same thing as Free Guy. It's going to have its
Good.
cinema run, and
Yeah.
then it's because they've come out of it now. That's the difference. I think this is the difference as well. When Black Widow was supposed to release, no one was. The world was still in lockdown. There was no vaccinations properly out yet.
Yeah.
Now America's opened up. Now it can actually have its cinema run. So it's the same thing with Shang-Chi. We'll be getting into the review. I think this is just the basis of the show. But with Shang-Chi, I think it's gonna have its cinema run, and then it's coming out on Disney Plus roughly the same time, I think.
I agree. Look, I could go on for hours how I just think the premium access thing for Disney is a farce to me. Disney does not need more money. They're a multi-billion-dollar company. Look how many freaking film studios they have underneath their belt. They have hundreds.
Yes.
And these are not small names. I mean, for goodness sake, look what happened with Fox. Look at Fox. Fox
I think.
Studios now owned by Disney.
I mean, look, I'm gonna defend them again,
Oh,
but you look at some of the other movies though. That I mean, even now, look at us here in Australia.
yeah,
For example, right? Let's look at Venom.
exactly.
For example, it's out now in America. When are we getting it?
November.
Right? I would happily pay the premiere access because of the delay in the movies that are coming out now. Like
And the movie's
later,
already being spoiled.
much later.
Look-
I've actually still managed to stay away from that. But I
I've seen it, man. It's good. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but I will say this. So I have to edge in with Venom too. I know for a fact that I could look. I'm not saying I'm going to do it. I'm just saying that if I wanted to, I could go online right now, download a torrent, and literally pirate the movie. And honestly, it's not the actor's fault. It's not even Australia's fault. It is film studios here who distribute the movie, especially ones in the States. It's their fault for literally waiting, and they want to get rid of piracy. You want to get rid of piracy, release the movies.
I think it's a bit of both. I think it's a bit of both, more than anything. Even with parcels here now.
Yeah, have you seen pictures of the post office?
Yep.
Like,
so I think there's a lot of reasons why we're getting them late. I don't think it's exactly why we're getting Venom so late. I also don't agree that we're getting The Matrix on New Year's Day here in Australia. That's just a whole other thing. But that's what I'm saying though. Like other film companies, like they have shelved them and put in a release date when we have. They've either put it to next year or a release date that's now still unknown because they haven't figured out where to place it. And I think with Disney Premiere, they could still push out their movies and still get a ticket pricing. And and I think a lot of people don't know this about film studios. And not just the film studios, but cinemas as well.
Yeah.
When you go see the movie on opening weekend for a couple of weeks, actually, all the ticket sales go to the film studio.
Exactly.
The cinemas rely on the candy bar, so that's why those prices are expensive, because you're paying for them to stay alive.
Unless
unless you who?
Unless you're Event Cinemas. Event Cinemas literally have so many tie-ins to big studios and that. And they have promotions.
They got promotions. But, mate, what I'm saying, though, is even them, right?
Yeah.
When they've got those opening nights and opening weekend box office stuff, all of that proceedings go to the film studio. It doesn't go to them. The candy bar is the only way cinemas stay alive.
Yeah.
So, again, ticket pricings, I mean, here are skyrocket. It's
why, for any people who don't live in Australia, I rather go to Cineplex. I like Cineplex because they offer good prices, and I refuse to go to event cinemas.
I only go to event cinemas now for midnight screenings.
Yeah, that's it, or even special events, or if I'm invited. Like
I'll go to Hoyt's.
I don't mind Hoyt's. Hoyt's is actually good,
but
this event really fucking charges you. You're paying like top dollar. You're not paying. It's not some like chump.
It's not a cheap movie night out that it used to be. But
you're paying at least like, for instance, all up, I would probably pay at least $30 for a ticket, and that's with the Cinemas discounts.
Yes. But yeah, so a lot of the stuff goes to the film studio, and ticket prices here because they are so expensive. If you really think about it, because you're not going to purchase Black Widow for yourself, you're going to, like for Premiere Access, you're not going to purchase those movies just to watch for yourself. You're going to have people over, right? Mm-hmm. So when you go to events, for example, it's $30 for two people already.
Yeah. Whereas if you go to Cineplex, you can pay it way less.
In other words, it's not that bad pricing.
I know. I just think that,
I get where you're coming at. I really do get where you're coming at. But I think as a marketing standpoint and a business standpoint, that's why they did it this way, because they could still produce their films. They could still get it out to the public, and we could watch it in the comfort of our homes. That was the nice part about it during COVID, is that you had that choice. Now, I think they can easily get rid of it because there's no need. The companies, the world's opening back up, except for Queensland.
Or Australia in general.
Not true. Not true.
Yeah.
Very soon you can travel to international places, except for Queensland.
Which I can actually understand because I don't want to travel anywhere yet because fuck that.
Anyway, we've gone off topic, but it kind of matches with it. Anyway, let's get to Black Widow. Let's get to Black Widow. All right.
I really love the opening for this because it shows her childhood. Because we've never ever seen her child before. She had blue hair when she was younger.
Yeah. What did you think of the actress that they got for her to be young ScarJo?
I liked it. She was good.
I reckon she looked really much really good. Really, Natasha. Yeah, she looked not just Natasha, but she looked really good at kind of like what I reckon ScarJo would have looked like as a really, really young girl.
Yeah, if you've seen actually, there's a lot of photos from her way back in the day when she was still a young actress. Like for instance, I think it was it's a Eight-Legged Freaks. Have you seen that one? Yeah, she's in that one, and she's very young in that one. She was only like 17, 18. I can't remember what it was. It was a long time ago since I watched that movie. But in saying that, though, the actress I got for it, absolutely lovely. I will go over it.
She nailed it.
And she nailed it. So, first and foremost, my God, I felt like I was watching Stranger Things. I felt like I was watching a Stranger Things episode when
yeah, I see that.
Yeah, I get that. When friggin' Hopper showed up.
So we have a viewer in here now, so just letting you know, this is spoiler territory for Black Widow. So if you haven't seen it, switch it off, go to Disney Plus, watch it now, and come back to us later.
It's an absolutely fantastic movie. So the cast for it was, I loved the cast, so dynamic. Of course, lead actress Scarlett Johansson, she nailed it as always as Natasha Romanoff. Really happy with her performance. Friggin' Florence Pugh as Yelena. My God, I loved her.
She stole the show. In my opinion, she stole the show. Yes, it's a Black Widow movie. Hint, hint, hint. Later on, though.
Yeah. David Harbour as Red Guardian. Now, I don't know a lot about Red Guardian.
Neither do I.
I want to now because
I want that action figure.
I want the suit. I really want the suit.
Yes. But the action figure he got in prison, I want that action figure.
Yeah. Is it just me? I looked at it and I'm like, I could totally cosplay Red Guardian.
You could.
I gotta look into his suit. Maybe I'll look into it. But I really like that. I really love the cast. Freaking Rachel Weisz. I was just like, give me Mummy vibes there. I was just like, The Mummy, a great film, absolutely fantastic movie. Sorry, my nostalgia for The Mummy is out there, but this was really good. A really good spy thriller.
It is you're right. It's a really, really good spy thriller movie. So much so, I'm not sure if anyone else picked up on it because I can't seem to see it anywhere. But I picked up on something from another spy franchise in this film. It's when they go back. It's when she goes to Budapest, or Budapest as she pronounces
it. It actually is pronounced Budapest.
And the building she goes to looked very familiar to me.
So you did some research.
And I showed you, Talon, what I'm convinced it was. It's the building from the Bourne Identity in the apartment block.
Yeah, it literally has like a fight to the death with a guy with a pen. He kills a guy with a pen, which is crazy. But I will say this though.
Do you think it is? Do you think it is that same scene? Same set piece?
I'm not 100% sure. I will have to do my research on it. But the opening part where she literally has to... I loved how she's on the phone to Ross and literally talking to him, and that he thinks they're in the same location. but not. She's
I
actually
love that
gone into
too.
Marvel.
I think that scene in particular was so crucial to this movie. So people, what I mean by that is, it's so people know exactly where on the timeline this is.
It is definitely
It's
100%. It's Civil War.
Straight after Civil War.
Well, remember the scene where where I think she was talking to Tony, and literally, I think straight after that scene, she goes on the run because, well, she has to because, well, she can't exactly stay with the Avengers and that because she let Steve get away and she attacked freaking Black Panther.
Mm. Yeah, no, I loved that scene.
I reckon that I love the fact that she doesn't talk a lot about her past in any other movies.
Did you believe at first that was her family? Her actual family?
No.
In the opening credit.
Actual family.
In the opening credit?
In the opening credit.
In the opening scene stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I honestly thought that, at first I thought that's her family, they act together, they talk together, they're really close.
Well, it's because they acted like a family. And that's a crucial thing in this movie. It's a crucial theme throughout the whole film. It's about family. I mean, it's not a Disney movie without the family nods to it, but...
A family picture!
But, no... I thought that was her family until later on in the movie. It made more sense.
They, she went over there working for the Russian government.
Well, she didn't. Oh, well, she did, but...
Well, the thing is, she didn't want to go to that. She didn't want to go back
to the Red Room. When they went back to Cuba.
Yeah. That her I'm sorry, in that scene alone, Alexei was a freaking dick.
Oh, hell yeah, he was a dick.
Yeah, he was a dick. He literally just, knows...
I got dick vibes as soon as he showed up when he arrived home.
I was just like, yeah, you're not going to be a good guy, are you?
Even though, throughout the film, I started to love him even more.
Yeah. Well, because, that's that, he inspires to be like Captain America. He wanted to be a shining... He even thinks that Steve is his arch nemesis, his rival and that, but the thing is... Steve probably has no idea who the fuck this guy is.
Well, that's what I loved that part in the prison when he's doing the arm wrestling, and this big guy comes over and he starts giving him the spiel.
I love it when he's just like,
and he goes, he was frozen. He was frozen then. He was still frozen. He's just putting plot holes into his story. I loved that.
I know. I was listening to that. I'm like, you're full of shit, man. He's been frozen for 7 years. What the fuck are you talking about? What have you been doing? Probably sitting in here running away in prison. Though I just love the fact that when he's just arm wrestling, he's just like, taking down every single guy until he gets that. He's like, oh,
he fakes it, yeah.
He's just like, and he's just like, no. Fuck.
Breaks his wrist. Like it's
Breaks
like.
It's
bent
just like
anything.
It's just like flopping out like that. I'm like,
it's like that scene in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets where he just goes all limp.
Broken. There's nothing left. I know that thing you're talking about. Just fucking disgusting, especially when his arm just bends all the way backwards. I'm like, ah. I personally really loved Alexei. I really loved Rachel Weisz in this movie. She gets she only gets a few scenes in this movie. But seriously, she was really good. I loved when they go to the farm and they're just sitting around the family, all in their suits and everything. And
it felt like a family fight. I loved it.
Felt like a family, like Natasha Dotslat. Plus, also, a really cool thing you'll notice as well, and I really loved it, towards the end of the movie, she actually talks in a native Russian accent.
She did. What I also loved is we find out how she got that vest in Infinity War.
It's Yelena's.
Yep.
And we also find out what happened in Budapest. We actually find out why Clint and friggin' Natasha were in Budapest. They were hunting down freaking
The Red
Dreykov.
Room.
Yeah, they're hunting down the Red Room, and they thought they destroyed it. When the truth is, no, they didn't.
Did you think at first when she said, "Oh, those are arrows. Those are from arrows"? Did you think that was the only reference we're gonna get?
No. I honestly think they had to. When you see the words Budapest, you're thinking, are they going to answer the question for what happened in Budapest? Because they have been talking about it for years.
There have been, but at the same time, though, it would just be a ballsy thing. And I thought at the time that when they goes, "Oh, those are arrows," I was like, "Okay."
Okay. But the thing is I love the most is the fact that she knows all of these safe house locations in Budapest because she spent so long there. Like the one in the train station where they're just hitting up,
They hidden there for what 2.5 weeks or something like that.
They hid there for like 12. Literally said we hidden here for about 12 days. I think it was 12 days. They said, because they couldn't move because the entire city was literally hunting her down.
I think this movie, script wise, it was a bit standard.
Yeah,
some of the jokes didn't land for me.
Which ones?
I can't exactly say, but it was just some of them they just dished out. I'm like, heh. That's kind of funny.
That's kind of funny. Yeah, one thing that didn't really feel like a threat to me is when we finally see Ray Winstone's character jerk off. That didn't feel like a big threat to me.
I don't know.
The widows themselves felt like a threat to me.
I felt him as a threat.
I felt him more as he's just gonna do the generic bad guy thing. Also, I don't his whole setup for the thing. He can control all the widows from this one location. I'm like, dude, that is terrible. That's a terrible idea. What if someone comes in there and does it? And what happens? He escapes the room, but he forgets the fucking tablet. And he's just like,
no, it's not. He didn't forget the tablet. That wasn't it. The access code is in his ring. You know how I've got myself an NFC ring? That's all that was. He forgot his ring. She was able to get a hold of it. Bang.
He stole from. Also,
but no one could do it though. That's why, because of the pheromones. No one could go near him properly because they were shit scared of him and because of his smell.
Yeah. So whenever I love that.
That's why I found that as a threat more than anything. Is because
I forgot about that. The pheromone.
He couldn't. No one could get to him.
No one.
I did think though, how the fuck was he able to manage to be up in space? Well, not space, but up in the sky for so long and S.H.I.E.L.D. not knowing about it. Even though they kind of answer that with Hydra being a part of that. Yeah. But still, you think Fury would have stumbled upon something.
I don't know. Remember, Fury had no idea that, Fury for a long time did not realize that Hydra are even amongst their ranks.
I know, but considering the fact that they were there after... What year was Budapest? Did they exactly say? I feel like they did.
They didn't say.
I feel like they did, but it was early 2000s. So you go from late 90s with Captain Marvel to early 2000s. You'd think from there he would have figured something out.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but honestly, at the same time though, that I have to say this: that invention. That pheromone lock. That is sadistic as all fuck. That's on the levels of just cruel. Because what he did to the widows, like, they were all being, all being controlled by him.
They were trafficked, let's be honest. Yeah, real world trafficking.
Yeah, except he didn't use them for sex or anything like that. He used them as trained killers.
Yeah. Literally.
And the thing is, when you saw where they were throughout the entire world, like where all these widows were, you're just thinking to yourself, holy crap, this guy could strike you from anywhere.
Yeah, like Queensland.
Hello, Anastasia. I'm sorry.
I know you're out there, Black Widow. I know you're there. Oh
Doesn't have to
god.
get a pheromone lock, so she can't attack us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll find it out. But in saying that though, what were your was there anything in the movie that disappointed you?
Uh, I don't think really anything disappointed me, but I think the one thing that I was really impressed with was Yelena. An
Oh, yeah, she's
awful
great.
lot. I loved how she mocked her stance.
She mocked it. She's just like, what do you do? What is that fighting pose you do? You do the slides and
And then the fact she does it later on in the film,
she's like,
the joke pays off even
yeah,
more
yeah, the joke pays off.
because she then does it herself and goes, "Oh no, I feel dirty."
Feel dirty. But we're forgetting another character, Taskmaster.
Yeah, I was gonna get to Taskmaster.
How did you feel? Now, Taskmaster for me is one of my favorite Marvel villains. I love Taskmaster. In the comics, especially when he takes on other superheroes, he's fucking no holds barred. The guys know how to fight because he mimics everything. How did you feel about the change they did for Taskmaster in this?
Didn't like. I liked it first
Yeah.
until I found out who it was,
Yeah,
and I was done.
was disappointed.
Powerful,
Because,
like don't get me wrong.
when he first meets
she was
Widow,
oh, not even that, but like she was powerful. She's
mm,
very, very powerful. Just,
yeah,
and it's not because it's a woman. Like, it's not.
no,
Like, let's just get that out
no,
there now. It's not because of
yeah,
that. It's purely because it's another great character that they could have brought back for another film and kind of just flatlined.
yeah, they really
Done and dusted. There
they
you
done
go.
and dusted it, and I just think that when it comes down to it, you think that they could have done better. They could have done so much better with this amazing character because in the comics, Taskmaster could take down nearly all the Avengers, except some of the ultra powerful ones. But any of like the spy ones, like Captain America or Black Widow or even Hawkeye, because he copies and mimics it. And you see it throughout the movie. Like, for instance, he copies Captain America with the
Yep.
shield. He copies Hawkeye with the bow.
Well, she copies
she
Hawkeye.
copies.
Now,
Which is cool. but at
looking
the same
back,
time,
sorry.
Yeah. And my final part, I loved how he copied Black Panther with the claws. I love
that
that.
was
That was
cool.
fucking cool. But I just...
But I was going to go back to the first fight scene with Taskmaster and Black Widow.
Fuck. Just straight up. This guy... No,
Did
Taskmaster
you
was
expect that to happen?
No,
Because I
I
certainly didn't.
I didn't. I was just sitting there, he's just going up the bridge and wham! Fucking get hit by a missile. I'm like, oh, fuck.
My partner mentioned this a couple of times throughout the movie, and I can see her standpoint.
Yeah.
How the fuck did she survive?
Yeah, that's... How the fuck did she survive that?
Not just that, but the whole film.
Yeah, like...
She hasn't really got much superpowers. She actually hasn't got any superpowers. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
She uses a little bit of tech, but it's her training.
The training.
She fell from God knows what height, hit
Yeah.
things.
Hit things.
When
she
falling.
fell from the sky. She free fall from the sky.
What?
And I think because she survived that
that
fall,
can happen.
because she,
That can happen.
yeah, but
But-
she held on to Taskmaster when Taskmaster got out her parachute. She managed to decelerate just enough to land, to not actually kill herself.
The plane crash.
Yeah, how did they survive that plane crash? How? How the hell did
I have a feeling they were like almost about to land and it just died. So
I love how
they should be fine.
Sorry, isn't that scene? I love how Alexi's just like, we have enough fuel to make it to St. Petersburg.
Yeah. Are you sure?
You sure? Yeah, right. But just she survived so much shit. But I think
I still don't know how she survived that explosion. That car was completely totaled.
Yeah, A rocket hit the fucking side of it. How the hell did she survive it?
And how did she survive the car crash? Well, her and Yelena survive and go in the again with Taskmaster, and they hit the car and went down to the subway station. How the fuck did they survive that too?
I don't know. Somehow, in some way, they did, because literally they got out of the car and just managed to get.
And she got Yelena had the gunshot.
Yeah, because Yelena got shot.
Yeah, that was just it.
And also, how about a fucking awesome arrow shot that Taskmaster did? How cool was that?
It was good.
Just literally just shot the arrow and bounced.
With Taskmaster, they did a lot of good things right. But it's the fact that it's the reveal that it was the daughter, and I'm like,
But
don't do that. Don't do that.
Will admit though, she looked messed up when she took off the mask.
Oh yeah, she did.
Well, that's because literally Black Widow kind of blew up a building on her.
Yeah, exactly.
I
still want to know how the hell he survived that.
What's that?
They didn't really explain to me how he survived.
They never explained how the hell he survived that. They never explained it.
Unless when we see the flashback, we're looking at it through Natasha's point of view.
Yeah. I don't know.
And we only see, because we only see the daughter at the window.
Yeah, maybe she's not. Well, we see him in there, but
that's what I'm saying. We were only seeing that through her point of view.
Her point of view. But again, how did you feel about the reveal for the Red Room and where it was?
That's what I'm saying. I'm surprised that even with the helicarrier going around during Avengers, how did they not run into that?
I think Hydra really tried to protect the Red Room because they were doing a job for them as well.
Yeah, they were. And
also the technology that they had, enough could hide their identity because they'd been around for decades.
Mm.
S.H.I.E.L.D. Remember, we saw S.H.I.E.L.D. in the opening scene. I think S.H.I.E.L.D. thought these were just Russian spies. They didn't know who they reported to.
Yes.
And
remember the fact that it was... I'm surprised we didn't get any Captain Marvel references in considering the timeline.
Yeah.
Because it was around the same year, right? 1996.
I think Captain Marvel literally... I think Carol was probably... either still busy with helping, I think she had probably gone back to space. I don't know what timeline or where that was in that timeline.
I feel like that movie was 96 as well.
Yeah, it was the 90s, that film. But overall, this was a fantastic movie. I really loved it. It's not one of the greatest spy movies. I still love Winter Soldier, though.
Oh, yeah, it's still my favorite one. Yes. But Yelena, did you get any vibes from her at all?
I got vibes that she could succeed being an ex-Black Widow.
I also got vibes, a completely different feminine character. She'd rock it as Lara Croft.
She could. I reckon she could.
For me, it really hit me when she started bandaging up her arm.
Yeah, she's.
And that's when I was like, "Oh shit, that's Lara."
I got a lot of cool vibes from her. She could play great Lara Croft. She could play a really good,
Ronda Rousey biopic, right there.
You can just just get Ronda Rousey as Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey as Ronda Rousey.
She's not a good actor. Let's just get the chick that played Yelena.
Yeah, Ronda Rousey is not a really good actress. I'm sorry. She was in Fast and Furious. She did a fight scene with Michelle Rodriguez, and it wasn't a really good fight scene anyway. Anyway, that's my take on Fast and Furious. Yeah. What bit in the movie that is there any what action sequences did you like?
I loved all action sequences.
How about that fucking prison scene where they literally, Lelena just shoots the guy with the rocket launcher. All of a sudden, there's a fucking avalanche. I'm like, oh,
I love that. I loved that. She's like, yeah, and then everyone looked at her going, "You fucking dickhead."
They're literally on snow, and she decides, I'm going to fire a rocket. And then the mountain decides, you fire a rocket, yay!
It kind of reminded me a little bit of Deadpool 2.
Oh, yeah.
The
Yeah, I
prison
know
riot scene.
yeah, the prison riot scene, except, in Deadpool 2, it was actually far more, fucking insane because Cable's just going in there and just fucking acing people left, right, and center.
Mm.
But no, this was great. Everything about Black Widow, I think, this is, but at the same time, though, I love the movie. I reckon the movie is, it's, I give it like I'll give it an 8. Give it an 8. It could have been better. There are a lot of key things that are missing. There is a lot of key action sequences.
What did you think of the pacing?
Pacing felt really. It felt slow, but also felt a bit rushed.
It was fast, then back to slow, then fast, then back to slow, then fast, then back to slow.
I think the fast sequences were a lot of the action.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Especially when they want to do an action scene, or if they're in a hurry or something like that. Like, in the prison scene when the avalanche is coming. Everything's moving at a fast pace because, well, there's a fucking avalanche, so they got to escape. I loved it when Alexis climbed up the wall and he just gets zapped by the freaking guy, the stun gun, and just falls back down. I was like, oh, you messed up because you're not strong enough to climb up there.
We forgot to mention about the twist in the film. Right at the end. The twist where you think, what's the mother's name?
Yeah! Oh, the twist towards the end of the movie where you think the mother's actually betrayed them, but the truth is, it was a double cross.
Yeah.
They literally talked about it and did a plan. I love that.
I did love as well where Alexi is like, Natasha, I've always wanted to say to you, you're not wearing an earpiece. What?
Why am I not wearing an earpiece? I already had a couple. I really loved how just he literally is pouring his heart out to friggin' to Natasha and Natasha.
And it wasn't her at all.
I know.
It's like I was pouring my heart out to you.
I know. But no, it was great because I honestly thought like, oh no, she still works for it. She turned it in and shit like that. But honestly,
I think she was until she saw him.
Yeah. Until she saw them. Because remember
family again.
Family. Because remember what she did? She the pigs that she had.
It makes him stop breathing. Did you also pick up on the name of the pig?
What was the name of the pig again?
It was Alexi.
Oh, yeah, I did that. I was like, wait a minute, you named your pig after your pretend husband?
Yeah.
Oh my God. But
I just loved that she also made it suffer right in front of him with the same name.
Yeah, she just tells him to stop breathing, and then she's like, it would have been okay. He has at least 11 more seconds of oxygen. 11 more seconds before he ran out of oxygen. I'm like, 11 seconds! Jesus Christ, we're gonna kill that pig! But just the crazy thing is, though, that's the literally conditioning that the widows had. Like, you saw it in that scene where that widow fell down, she's trying to help her, but, Dreykov literally makes her kill herself.
Yeah, did you feel that was very Suicide Squad to me?
Fucking Suicide Squad, but just far more vicious because it's not a bomb in the back of the head; it's himself. It's the psychological conditioning, especially with the chemical that they put in, and the pheromone they had. I love how the pheromone is like a red pheromone, to kind of tick in with the whole Black Widow stuff as well.
I think. There were a couple of parts where I'm like, okay, this is easy. Is to do with them forgetting their brainwash. That was cool. I liked the way they did it. I don't know. I feel like, especially to do with Taskmaster.
Yeah.
That was more for me where I'm like, they shouldn't have done that. They should have just kept her pissed.
Yeah. Because it would have been interesting. Also, I'm going to say this out. There was really no ending fight. It was just a couple of moves, and then she used the gas on her, and I'm like, No ending fight? Isn't it a Marvel movie about an ending fight?
I think, I mean, I do love this though. Is when she was making Dreykov purposely punch her in the face,
Trying to break her nose. Yeah, I know the part I'm talking about. I love that because
and then he wasn't going to hear her again. And she goes, "All right then, I'll do it myself." Whack.
whack. They literally just whack on the table just to block off that sense so she can actually hit him. And he was just shocked. He was just like, oh no.
That's when he knew he royally fucked up.
Yeah. That's when he knew that you fucked up big time.
Now let's get to the real part of the movie.
Oh god. Is this the ending credit scene?
This is the post-credit scene.
Post-credit scene, okay. So
We
obviously
see her tombstone.
Oh no.
Ugh.
I still am Debo about it. I reckon it was still a silly decision to kill Black Widow, but at the same time, though, I really wish she could have been in the ending battle with Thanos. I would have loved that. I would have loved that. It would have been amazing. But unfortunately, we didn't get a decision. But it's gonna be bad. This is gonna be a bad time for Hawkeye.
Okay, so this is the big spoiler part. So I'm sure you've all watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier by now. We meet Madam Hydra in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Played by actress, one of your favorite actresses from Seinfeld,
Julia Louis-Dreyfus,
mm-hmm.
also Vice President from Veep. Highly recommend you to watch that show, Talon. It's fantastic.
What's it called?
Veep.
Veep. Okay, so that's cool.
It's on binge.
On binge. Cool.
She's the Vice President of America.
Vice President of America. Okay, sorry.
Anyway, so she's Madam Hydra in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Who does she hire?
She hires U.S. agent.
Yep.
She hires John Walker, aka the U.S. agent. I love what she said. The world's already got a Captain America, but it doesn't have a U.S. agent.
And she now hires. Well, she's now hired Yelena. Now,
what does she hire her for?
Oh, I forgot about that part. She hired her now for an assassination of Hawkeye.
AKA
now,
Ronan.
Are we going to be seeing her in Hawkeye?
I honestly think, I think she will because, the fact is that she probably knows where.
Do you think she's now the main villain for Hawkeye?
I reckon that'd be a great idea. It honestly would be. But then again, why are they trying to hunt? I mean, again, though, she probably is ordering him to hunt down, Kate Bishop because she obviously thinks that Kate Bishop is Ronan.
That's true.
Remember what they said in the trailer? Remember what Clint said? I done a lot of bad things when I was wearing that costume.
Yep.
When I was wearing that costume, I did a lot of bad things. But remember, it was 5 years that he was Ronan.
Yep.
And he was killing people left, right, and center because he was angry. He was pissed. He lost everything. If you lose everything, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah.
So I really think that it'd be a wise decision, and I say this, to have her as a villain. Because that'd be fucking crazy.
Now, if she doesn't, I think missed opportunity. Yeah. But where do you think we go from here?
I don't know. I mean, from what we know, we haven't seen Shang-Chi yet, so we can't really know exactly what's happening. Obviously,
I don't think she'll be in Shang-Chi.
No, I don't think she'll be in
Shang-Chi. So what I mean is, where do we go for here with Madam Hydra?
I think she might make an appearance again. I think she probably will in Hawkeye.
Is there a certain team you think she's building up?
Look, if she's building up the Thunderbolts honestly, if she's building up the Thunderbolts, I mean, then again, I don't think it would be, if she's building up a team, it could be Thunderbolts, or it could be the Dark Avengers.
Could be. It could be. I am leaning towards maybe Thunderbolts. Let's be honest, that's got a really cool show title. And I don't think whatever they do with these characters, with the ability of TV now,
Yeah.
I don't personally think Dark Avengers is a good title for a series.
No, it's not. It honestly,
Whereas Thunderbolts, Marvel's Thunderbolts,
yeah,
has a better ring to it.
Has a much more better ring to it. I honestly think it'd be really cool because then you could have Thunderbolt Ross become the Red Hulk, which I've always wanted. I've always wanted Thunderbolt Ross to finally become.
Because if you think about it too, it could easily tie in well with She-Hulk.
Yeah, which is another series that's coming very, very soon.
Okay, so rating for this movie.
Oh, this is a hard one. While I love it, still pissed at Disney for taking so long to release it, and that actually kind of half the score because after seeing it, I've seen a bunch of spoilers for this movie, before I watched it because the internet likes to spoil things.
As I said, I said this to my partner. I know about the post-credit scene. I know that Yelena visited
I knew
Tombstone,
about that too.
but I didn't know who was next to her.
Yeah, neither did I. I saw that. I was like, oh, is that Madame Hydra? Oh, shit. Frick yeah.
Well, when the blowing of the nose happened, I thought it was just Alexei at first.
Yeah, I thought it would be Alexei too.
No offense to Julia, because it just seemed like something he'd do.
It would seem like something he would do. But I think when she showed up, I was like, so Madame Hydra's here again. That's two Marvel properties that she showed up in.
I do think watching it now, the release time of it now is actually the perfect time to watch it, considering Falcon the Winter Soldier is finished.
Yeah.
Because you really get an introduction to her in Falcon the Winter Soldier more than you get an introduction to her in this post-credit scene.
Yeah, exactly. You have no idea who she is because they don't say who she is.
No.
Just shows up.
So I think now is actually the best time that they've released it. Because if it did come out last year, people would be confused as fuck.
Because they'd be like, who the hell is this woman? And she shows up in Falcon and Soldier, like, oh, it's that woman. Oh, that's who she is. Oh, okay. But no, I honestly love Julia Louis-Dreyfus. She's absolutely I'm glad that she's in Marvel. Are we going to get Jerry Seinfeld showing up too?
I mean, come on!
I mean, come on!
Oh
God, we're not doing.
Do we know about shrinkage? It's the worst fucking Jerry Seinfeld impersonation I think ever done, and I watch that show religiously.
I know, but I'll give my rating. I'm gonna give this 8.5 out of 10.
Yep, I kind of have to agree. I really do love this movie. One of the things I did wanted to mention too is how we mentioned earlier about how he's so convinced that he is Cap's rival.
Yeah.
My favorite thing is after the plane has crashed, he asked Natasha, "Has he said anything about me?" She goes, "I haven't seen you in 20 years, and this is the first thing you're going to ask?"
I was just like, wow, this guy really wants to know if Captain America has said anything about it.
Talk about a boy crush.
Wow. Thing is, I would love those two to actually meet. I would love them to fucking meet.
Yeah, so would I. It would have been a really cool
it would have been
story.
Interesting. If those two fight, I know who's I'm putting my money into.
Cap.
I'm putting into Cap America.
It's America's ass.
Yeah, it's America's ass. Also, his fighting skill. When you in the first Avenger, he's just throwing haymakers and big giant punches. When you see him in Winter Soldier, the guy literally spent all that time learning how to fight.
In saying that though, we see Red Guardian. We didn't get to see Red Guardian in his prime day.
No, we didn't.
So what was he like then? But look, my rating, I have to agree with you, about 8.59. 8.59-ish. Um, I do think maybe a little bit more work of the pacing of the film.
I will say this, I didn't say it before. Some of the CGI for this film, it was okay, but it could have been a hell of a lot better. Oh my
Yeah, it could have
goodness.
been.
Oh, my video has decided to freeze me looking down, apparently. Lovely.
Fun. Love it. Love
Lovely.
it. Um, that's all good. I'm still getting your audio, so it's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah, look, overall, definitely go and watch this.
Hmm.
Now that it's free, but I'm thinking, I've got to. I've got all the Marvel series here on Blu-ray and 4K stuff, so
Yeah.
I need to pick it up. I'm gonna pick
Yeah,
it up.
I loved it. You know, this was a really good. It felt like a different Marvel movie. You know, I needed another Marvel movie because
It's been a
this
while.
it's been a while,
Other
and while
mean,
I haven't,
I mean, we've had the series, and they've been
hmm,
longer Marvel movies, but
yeah,
a nice quick one
this
compared to
nice.
the 8 hours.
Oh God, friggin' Endgame 3 hour movie. Jesus, there's a lot there,
Yeah,
but
there was a lot there, but it flew by compared to the
it.
3 hour King Kong.
Oh God,
Could have
yeah,
been a
the
two and a
flu.
half hour movie, but
It could have been. But
uh,
honestly, this was a great film.
yeah,
You know, 8.5 out of 10. I think that's a fair rating. It's you know, it's look, it's not going to bring a lot of things home, but like for a female demographic, people for young girls who love Black Widow, this is a movie for them to watch.
look, I'll be honest. I've always loved her character,
Always have to.
but
Just
this movie did make me love her character even more.
yeah,
It made it her character have more of a heart than anything.
I just wish that Marvel would have, Disney would have just treated her character with a bit more respect and given her a movie way earlier.
Yes, I do think this movie did need to come out a lot earlier. I mean, what we got introduced to her in
Iron Man 2.
what year was that?
That's a
2010,
good question.
2011. No, 2011 was like
Yeah, give me a sec.
Thor.
2000. Yeah, hang on. I'm just gonna check. Okay. Hang on.
Because Iron Man
I
came out in 2008,
2010.
2010.
Yeah, 2010. And
So we've had her character since 2010.
yep.
It's been 10 years.
And it took her 10 years
Well,
to give her her own
11
movie.
years, really,
Yeah,
to
11 years.
finally get her own movie.
And she gets it after she dies, which I think is a big freaking curveball to the face. I was just like, oh man, they give it to her after her death, which just it kind of sucks because
At least we've got to
oh,
see her go out properly now.
yeah, we saw her go out properly. We saw her go out, on her own choice.
And I think what I loved about this movie too is not only that, yes, it's a Black Widow origin-ish kind of story.
I wouldn't say much of an origin because we only
The first
see
half kind of is. Let's be
yeah,
honest.
first half kind of is, but this is more about her,
Redemption.
redemption and also her burying the Red Room forever because
And this is what I was getting to. Like, for me, this movie actually feels like a nice memoir,
memoir, like a good way of saying
a
goodbye.
eulogy. Yeah,
Eulogy.
yeah, of sorts. I guess you could say it's kind of the funeral that we should have had in Endgame.
We didn't even get a funeral for Black Widow in Endgame.
We did, but didn't.
Yeah. The thing that gets me the most is just, they don't really mention her again after when she passes. And the thing I love the most is
Well, we did in Far From Home.
yeah, we did in Far From Home.
In the shitty school slideshow presentation.
Oh god, yeah, no, bullshit.
I loved that though. It was funny.
It was funny, but there's some things in Far From Home could have been better, but that's for another day.
Okay,
For another
interesting.
time.
For me, it's my favorite Spider-Man movie of all.
For me, you're gonna
I know
hate me.
it's Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 2.
I'm not gonna hate you on that. It was the best Spider-Man movie for ages, but for me, I
Yeah.
think I don't know that one in particular really took the plate home for me. But again, a later time.
Later time. We will talk more on the Spidey stuff when we get closer to release date for Far From Home. Oh, not
Oh
Far From Home,
yeah,
friggin' No Way Home. God damn it.
No Way Home.
Which that comes out the next year.
No, dude.
This year, that's right. It's December, isn't
December
it?
16th. We're
That's
getting it
right.
early now.
Yes, I know.
Because
So
we were supposed to get probably Boxing Day, I think it was.
yes, but it's coming out early.
And we picked up a stick about it, and they heard us and got it.
I hate
back
Boxing Day releases.
early.
This is bullshit.
Yeah, because no one goes. Let's be
No
honest.
one goes. No one freaking goes. Boxing Day.
All right,
But yes,
guys.
no, we will
That's our
do.
Black
That's
Widow
our
review.
I don't think, did my camera actually turn back on? No, I'm still frozen. Apparently. God damn it.
That's okay.
But look, like I said before, and I'll say this, when it comes to Marvel and that, I love Marvel. And Black Widow, this was a great film. I'm so glad she finally got her own movie.
Me too.
I just wish that it could have been better.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to agree. In the meantime, you can follow us here on our socials here at TikTok at the Techie Talon Show, where we will be uploading eventually some more stuff to do from the show, all behind the scenes stuff. And also follow us where we are live right now on Facebook at the Techie and Talent Show. So anyone that's out there on Facebook, hello. Same here with our YouTube at the Techie and Talent Show. Go back and watch previous videos of our past shows. And on Twitch as well, we are also live right now at the Techie and Talent Show. We're still planning to go live with Red Dead at one point.
Or I was thinking, just with the Twitch stuff, since it's October, we should play a horror game.
We should play a horror game. Just missed it. Go follow our Instagram at the Techie and Talent Show. You'll see updates when we're going to go live, and on Twitter at Talent_show. You're right. It is October. We might play some Halloweenish horror type of game.
I was thinking a game that we could play both together that's actually really good for the stream, and I highly recommend it. We could play Dead by Daylight, actually.
Okay, that's true. I haven't got that yet, but maybe we can.
It is on. Do you have a choice of getting it on PlayStation, or you can get it on Switch? Yeah, so you have a choice.
It'd be easier to do PlayStation.
Exactly.
Purely because I can't stream my Switch yet because I haven't.
Yeah, you need like some
stuff.
you need a capture card for that and everything. It's kind of a bit tricky, but PlayStation it is. So we'll do that.
We'll let you know when we'll go live with that and whenever that happens.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we will be live hopefully tomorrow. It's kind of being a little slow.
Tomorrow.
Oh no, that's right. Tomorrow's Friday. This week's really not going around.
Yeah, it's been a really wacky week, eh?
Yeah. So we won't have a show on Sunday, so we'll see you Monday next week, and we'll promise to be back on schedule with everything to do with our show.
Yeah, we are so sorry. Just a lot of things are happening, especially with that's it. No, I'm back at studying now, so it's been a bit tricky for us, but we are trying the best that we can. Again, we have our lives, stuff like that. Stuff happens, so we just can't go live on some days. But we do promise to make it up here. We will be back on schedule next week on Monday, and we will go back to our regular thing of doing our daily half-an-hour shows.
We will also have 2 shows starting Wednesday.
Yes, we will be. Absolutely.
And what is the show on Wednesday? What is the second show Wednesday?
I believe that will be The Witcher. That be our Toss
right. The Toss a Coin to Your podcast will officially be going ahead on Wednesdays now.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I thought I lost my mic connection there for a second. Yes, Wednesdays we'll be going live twice. We'll do a half-hour show, have a little break, just a little refresher, then we'll toss a coin to your podcast.
Yep.
To get ready for The Witcher Season 2. So, what the plan is each week we will be watching one episode, not while we're on the stream. We'll watch it prior.
Prior to the stream.
And we will do kind of what we did tonight.
Yep, exactly.
A little breakdown of the episode that we just watched.
Yep.
And we're hoping that the last episode of season 1 will end 1 week before season 2.
Exactly.
And then when season 2, that next week, season 2 will air, and we'll talk about the first episode of season 2. Until then, guys, we'll see you Monday night at 8:30. See you then. My name's Techie.
And my name's Talon.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.